Well, I have one of my tank blanks all set up. I've already sanded it and based it out black. What I'm going to do is just a simple two-tone for you. What I'm going to do is tape out a design, a tribal design, go down the side, we'll split it, do a two-tone on the bottom, and then after that's done I'm going to show you how to take one more stripe and make it look like it's laid underneath it, and then it comes back over top. We're going to keep this design relatively simple. We're going to use some 1/8 inch blue fine line. All my products you see on my videos can be bought at coastairbrush.com, which I say in every video, but it's the truth. It's good products, good company. Just going to kind of lay something out. This is not going to be a real fancy design. Just something nice and clean. I can get the tape up. Like I say, I'm just going to keep this one nice and clean. I think we might bevel the edges on this one. Might add one right here. Another little one right here. If the tape stays down. Actually, I'll get that one. So now what we'll do is take our X-Acto knife. We're going to cut all these because we're going to paint all the inset here. Be very careful not to cut into the tank itself. But yeah, cut the tape. But something I do when I get ready to paint is I'll take my fingernail right against the edge of that tape, up against the other part, make sure that it's pressed down. You guys ain't the only ones that have a problem cutting tape, so don't think you are. So we'll do the same thing here. As you notice, I got it all laid out except for right here. And what I wanted to show you is when I lay out my designs, I try to lay the designs out where I can use, say, like a 1/2 inch piece of tape right here. I know that that'll fit right in that center, and I don't have to go cutting my tape down. Now you can use paint mask and put over there and cut your paint mask to whatever you want. But this is so much faster to already lay it out, knowing in the back of your head, okay, I want to make this line where I'm going to use like 1/4 inch tape, 1/2 inch tape, 3/4 inch tape, whatever sizes you have. Now if I'd have made this narrower, I would have had to cut my tape. But by doing it this way, I can just lay it right out, the design's ready to go. I'm going to spray this one with my touch-up gun. I got silver in it, and I'm just going to put a couple coats on. Alright, I've let the silver dry for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to take 1/8 inch blue fine line again, and I'm going to make a beveled edge. I'm going about probably an 1/8 inch wide right here. You'll have to narrow it down as you go up on the other parts, but I'm going to keep it approximately 1/8 inch. And we'll just follow this line. And we're going to create our light source from this direction. We'll have our light source coming this way. So basically it's going to, I'm not marking on the paint. This is where our light source is. Okay, so the reflections will be coming off of this way. So lay that part out. So now we got to go back inside here and lay this one out to there, and we'll have to cut this one. Same with this. Like that. What we're going to do is go back in and cut where they cross over. Be careful not to cut into your paint, but yet you got to cut it so it does come off there. Like so. And then I'll cut this here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our tape and mask off the bottom side here all the way across. So we don't get overspray on that, but mask this one too. Now I'll go ahead and cut that, and then we'll get some black and white mixed up, and I'll show you how to bevel the edges there. Alright, keeping in mind our light source is this direction, we're going to go ahead and we'll put a piece right across from the points right here. Line those up. And we're going to spray this piece white. Now I'm not going to spray it solid white, I'm going to kind of mist it across. And then I'm going to hit some brighter spots here and there to kind of give reflections. Now notice that's a light mist across it, so it's all covered. Now I'll go back in and I'll hit some hot spots. Now you can use blues, you can use a little bit of gray also. I'm just going to keep this black and white. I can go back in with a little bit of blue in here and even change that. But we're just going to leave that white. We're going to try to keep this as basic as possible. Now we'll reverse our tape. Putting our tape right back on that white line again. And then going up here on the top, putting this piece there. Now you remember, if this was a red base underneath or something, we would do this a little bit different. But since this is a black base under here, and we're using black, you just don't spray it as heavy. See, it's just not covering completely, but yet it's still there. Pull that off. Now this one's going to be black, so it's going to have to be a little bit darker than that one. And I'm going to have to take a longer piece now. Go from that tip, match up to that tip there. And we'll spray that black. Now it's going to be a little bit darker right here. We'll mist it out. Now you can even do the same as the reflections here by just going a couple little darker spots here and there. Now we'll reverse this. Yes, it dries this fast. This is house color that I'm using. Go back there. And this one's white. We'll mist it. And hit some hot spots. Do the same thing here. Now where this comes up here, I'm going to do a little bit of black right here. Even though this is all white, I'm going to do a little bit of black right here just so we can have that transition. Make sure you match those points up, because if they're off it looks bad. So I'll start out with just a little bit of black right here. That's about it. Now your white. Now where it comes up under here, that's actually going to be a little bit darker because you're looking back across here. I like that. And then this will be darker yet going up here. And what I'll do, I'll mask this one here, then we're going to paper this up here, paint this bottom red, and then I'll add one more tribal design, and this will split your two-tone right here. Well, as you can see, I sprayed the base out. I took it inside my booth and I sprayed the red in my touch-up gun. And from this point, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape out another design. I'll just kind of mirror image this one a little bit. We'll just keep it an 1/8 inch underneath. And we'll go out to about right there. And then we might kind of come back this way. Now, I'm going to come out a ways. I'll come out like this. See, I never know what I'm going to do until I start doing it. You can draw all this out and have a pattern ready to go from if you want. A lot easier probably than what I'm doing. Put a piece of tape across it. This is some pretty cool tape. You can buy this Coast airbrush also. I like it. It's real thin, sticks really good. Excellent for doing graphics. Okay, so that one's going underneath. Now this one here, we're going to take a piece of 600 and we're going to sand that edge off a little bit because we want it to be able to go across there without having that ridge. So I'll sand that with 600, mask the rest of this up, and then we'll put a coat of silver over it. Now we'll just repeat the same process that we just did on the one before. Start from the center, approximate 1/8 inch. You know, of course it's going to go finer down here. Then shadow it. Well, I just showed you a pretty basic way of doing a two-tone. Remember, this was started out black, and then we did the silver, and then we masked it off and did the red, and then we added the next graphic on top of the red. Now, keep watching for this video, or not this video, but this tank, because I'm going to do some other videos on this tank later down the road, showing how to even add more stuff. But why keep it at a two-tone? We already got it ready right now, and actually I'm going to be spraying some candy red here in just a little bit. So I'm going to mask off one more design right here, and I'm going to turn this into candy red on top. So we're going to do a tritone. Why not? Let's give her a shot. I'm going to invent the tritone. I'm sure someone else has already done it. And what kind of a silly name? Tritone. It's almost like a ringtone. Well, as you can see, I took this one back in, did the candy on the top. While I was spraying it, I had another one that I'd already painted. This is one for a company called Presta. They do the buffing compounds, and I'll actually do a small video on that here probably tomorrow once I apply clear coat on this. So not only will this video be up today, but this one will be up tomorrow. But I sprayed black flames and then the black logo and then a red candy over that. This two-tone, I'm actually going to, well, it's not a two-tone anymore, it's a tritone. So anyway, I'm going to take this from this point here, clear coat it, sand and buff it. I'll buff both these at the same time. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to, yeah, you thought I was going to tell you, didn't you? No, I'm going to do some other stuff on it. I got a little surprise on this one. Then I got a couple more over here that I'm going to do too. But hope you guys enjoyed this.